All right. So it is September 7th, 2025, which for most is probably just a normal day. For me, this marks a 1 year anniversary from winning my pro card at WNBF Ontario. So been reflecting a lot in the past few weeks about the show. I'm just gonna probably ramble for a little bit, but wanted to kind of just talk about my thoughts about everything, and just reflecting on a year ago. Um, so WNBF Ontario 2024, I was the overall champion, the heavyweight champion, and then the overall champion. And thus I won my WNBF Pro card at that show. Um, I'd say that day was the best day of my life, um, for many reasons. I've kind of like hedged it a little bit and said, maybe it was the best day, but like I don't know. Like I really think it was the best day of my life, um, to date for so many reasons, um, which I'll probably get into. But I invest. Maybe you don't know. I know. I invest a lot of energy, emotion, and a lot just everything. I invest pretty much everything into bodybuilding. I'm a pretty like rational, you know, rational, logical person. I'm an engineer by trade. Anyone who knows me knows that, and I still apply myself in that way, even within bodybuilding. Um, but bodybuilding is one of those things where I don't know why, but I'm somewhat irrationally attached to it. Um, and yeah, it's hard to explain, but um, it's something that I invest like an irrational amount of time and effort, and diligence towards. I don't know exactly why. I can cover maybe some of the reasons, maybe another episode, but it's something that is incredibly important to me. So, leading into WNBF Ontario, there was just so much going into that show. So been we had helped and sponsored the show the previous year, Nine News Daily. Um, and it was a show that's promoted by one of my best friends, Leroy Rollins, also part of Natty News Daily. Um, so going into that show, a lot of my closest friends there, James, also part of Natty News Daily, James Johnson, um, competed in the show as well. I got to meet my friend Christine for the first time, which was crazy. We met for the first time. Spent a lot of time with her that weekend. Um, because we correspond on Instagram a fair bit. So she lives way out in Western Canada, though, so far away from me. But she was out there. I admire and respect the whole WNBF Canada crew, the teams, the Leo and Charlotte, who are the presidents of WNBF Canada, are amazing. The way that they run things, they're incredibly professional, and they're just amazing people. Um, my friend Lauren, who I met at the first year of WNBF Ontario, was there as well. So, the fact that I had a couple of my best friends there, a lot of my best friends there, but Leroy and James, and that place and that show was very special to me. Going in and honestly, going into the show, and anyone that I know or that I know will tell you the same thing, is like I went into the show I didn't think I was gonna win. I straight up did not think I was gonna win. There was one guy in particular who I thought was going to beat me straight up, um, but um, came out that day, and I had a perfect peak going into the show, everything went super well. So many great moments just leading into that show, like posing the day before with Christine and James, and even James. I still watch this video. I'm glad he grabbed the video, but um, I just was going through quarters, and going through my mandatories, and just the reaction from Christine and James. I mean, and just sharing those moments. I'll probably overlay some of the shots from that, and then seeing those, I was like, wow, this is like really piecing together, right? But I went into the heavyweight class against the guy I thought I was going to lose to, and I remember I walked out. I was confident in the way that I looked, but I had more work cut out for me. I knew that. I still look back at photos, and I I know I had more work cut out for me. But I held center that entire round. Um, and you know, uh, I came off stage and I was just like, "Holy shit!" I just held center stage the entire round, and surprised me. I mean, it surprised me. I couldn't believe it. I, I walked off stage. I cried more this day than I think I have in my life, um, and I was just so overwhelmed, which, um, yeah, in a positive way. Um, so, I ended up winning that class, finding out later, but like I knew based on the fact that I held center that I won that class. So, um, that was overwhelming, to win that, and sort of unexpected, to win that. And um, after winning that, I still went into the overall. Went up against a couple other guys, very good guys, Derek and Jeff. Um, and um, I had known that actually Derek had beaten. I'll just say the guy's name, Angelo. He's actually a friend of mine now, but we saw each other a few weeks ago. But um, yeah, Derek had actually uh, edged Angelo a few weeks before, so I knew had my work cut out for me in the overall. Went into the overall. I guess before the overall, we did the classic physique, which was a really long round, really long posing round. I wasn't too invested in that. I actually didn't made sure I didn't. It was a really long round. Didn't made sure I didn't pose at 100%, but I got to spend stage time with James, which is the best part of that. Got to knock elbows with him, which was fun. But yeah, that was a good time. They put us next to each other at the very end. I think that was intentional, which I appreciate. But yeah, I took second in that. But that was kind of a fun, more of a fun thing for me, a side quest, so to speak. Um, but anyways, that was in between. Went into the overall. They moved us around. Um, I knew I had a good chance, but you never know how things go. You never know who's gonna look best under that lighting, under those conditions. You don't know like how you look until you stand next to somebody. That's really what I found out a lot over the years. I had a lot of people comment and say I didn't, like positively comment, um, and say like, "Hey, I didn't, you're bigger than I realized." So I'm like, "Oh, that's good. That's good. That's cool." But yeah, you don't know until you sit next to somebody. But anyway, so yeah, they moved us around. I did not hold center the entire time, which is pretty typical from what I see in overalls. They tend to like to move people around to get some people sometime in the middle, everyone sometime in the middle, that sort of thing. So I wasn't too peeved about it, but I was like, well, this could go, anyway. But they did put us through the overall, and then went right into the um announcement of there was only one pro card available. I think there were 12 or 13 guys total, so eight's the minimum, so it met the minimum criteria, but one pro card. Um and you know heard my name announced, and yeah, that was pretty surreal. Um, yeah, I remember. Yeah, no, hearing my name announced, and I I think I turned to Derek, and then you know shook his hand, and then Jeff, I could tell, was extremely happy for me, which Jeff is an awesome dude. I think I probably jumped him a little too hard, but sorry, Jeff. But I could see in his face how happy he was for me, which is speaks a lot about Jeff. But and then walked up to take my award, and I saw a certain someone, Leroy, off to the side stage. I wasn't gonna wait for him at that point in time. Uh, I rushed him, and just like being able to be handed my sword by one of my best friends. Um, I mean, just incredible. Really was. And just it was just surreal. Like I said, I wasn't even expecting that outcome, and to do it on that stage, um, in that in in that place, and amongst those people that meant so much to me. Um, I mean, it didn't get any better than that. It really didn't. And for context, like I've won, I won my OCB Pro card in 2018, and the contrast, it just didn't compare. Like it was completely different experience. That, um, not to harp too much on it, but I won a pro card in a show that was not competitive, and like I didn't know anyone there, and it was just like I walked up and I knew I'd won. It wasn't, and at the time, like that was my first season too. So this 2024, last year, being my third season. Um, but yeah, that went better. The WNBF Ontario went better than I expected. Earned my WNBF Pro card, which was my main objective of my 2024 season, was to win the pro card, and to win it there, I couldn't have picked a better time and place to do it. But yeah, there were so many moments throughout that weekend, just amongst all so many great people, so many great people, and feeling like winning the bodybuilding is, I would say, the premier the premier category of that show. Um, so like I was quote unquote king of the castle, which was just kind of crazy to me. Um, Pretty crazy, crazy. Um, so yeah, I mean that was just absolutely incredible day. Um, it's something I'll reflect fondly back on for the rest of my life. It's one of those things that I don't know if I'll ever. It's something I've thought about. I don't know if I'll ever have a win or something in bodybuilding that ever surpasses that. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. I have a feeling that'll be uh, the best moment of my bodybuilding career. I could be wrong. I would love to be proven wrong, but I just don't know that anything can quite surpass that. So I'm still in and then coming out of that, it does, you feel the contrast of things. Um, so it's one of those things where we're like, all the question is always what's next. Um, I am pretty good at embracing the moments, but I'm still like a forward thinking, like, okay, what can I do now? What can I do now? And currently, I have some thoughts as to what I'd like to do, some objectives and goals, but it's still a little bit unclear. There's a lot of like shakeups in natural bodybuilding going on now, and it's a question of like which organization do I want to compete within. I'd likely want to do WNBF Worlds. Um, I do have some unfinished business at Mr. America. I would like to still place in the top half of a pro class there, which I fell short of last year. Um, but there's a lot of moving pieces in different organizations, so kind of a little bit unclear as to what the next objective is. Um, which it doesn't impede me too much in like how much effort I put into things. I love bodybuilding in general in the off season. I live and breathe it. So, um, the stage motivates me, but it's not like my only motivation, if that makes sense. But I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm, like I said, kind of just rambling, but um, reflecting back a year later, um, I am definitely feeling like to a certain degree like a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit like a shell of myself to a certain degree. Um, I've had some health issues this year. Some things that have come up that are kind of out of my control. That are negatively impacting me. Specifically, like I'll just say hormonally. Where like right now I feel like I'm like 6 weeks out. Which is just in some regards, which is just like I don't know what's going on. Something I don't know what the root cause is. I'm still troubleshooting that with an endocrinologist right now. But um, yeah, and then a couple weeks ago, I went to 2025 WNBF Ontario. Got to see some total studs compete. Uh, Ural and Alex absolutely crushed it. Incredible, incredible guys. I've known Ural for several years now, and I still remember chatting to him. Just I think at Ontario and like in the time since, like he wanted that title too. So to get to present that to him, I actually got to present the awards, which was an amazing opportunity. Um, was really cool, and to see that come to fruition for him. He definitely was his best ever. He looked absolutely incredible. And then Alex took the second pro card. Alex, also great dude. Got to meet him in person at the CPA Canada show, pro qualifier. But then I saw him at Ontario as well. He took the second pro card. And those two guys, I mean, absolutely incredible. Um, but yeah, I mean, what for me watching that show, obviously was you know, uh, very happy to see those guys do very well. Two really good guys with incredible physiques. But I couldn't help but look at them and say, yeah, that's if I was in this lineup this year, that would not have gone my way. Straight up, those two guys would have beat me. So it leads me to think like, was it a fluke that I won? I know it wasn't a fluke. I won, fair and square, I believe. Um, and met the minimum qualification standards. I beat some good guys, like I did, but like you know, I want to be a good pro and a competitive pro, and I see those guys, and I'm like, I need to be at that level. Um, so lights a little bit of a fire under me, but like I'm also in a situation where like with my like hormonal health right now, I'm like I feel a little bit throttled. How much that's throttling me, I don't know, but with um things where they're at, I just don't know how much that's impacting my ability to progress and build muscle. I don't know. Um not going to behave any differently, do anything differently as if it's, you know, and use it as a crutch. But um, I'm putting in, the work that needs to be done. But ultimately, I don't know if it's throttling me. So it's one of those things where I'm like, can I get this under control? And can I take additional steps forward? And I know what that will take from me. Um, which is a lot of what I've done already. But even that comes at a cost to, um, maybe some other things in life, which most of the time I'm willing to absolutely take that. Um, but yeah, I'm in I'd say a decent headspace right now, but it's been a tough year. Um, and then watching back on the show and reflecting, um, it's difficult to you know um, things can turn on you, and um, I don't know exactly what the future holds, but um, it's something I'm still trying to figure out, and I think I will get it sorted out. But this is where I'm at this point in time. But it's just weird. It's crazy that it's been a year. And I don't regret anything about that show. I don't want to come across as being ungrateful, because I don't think I have. But I am very blessed at how well 2024 went for me. But it's a, I think, somewhat of a reminder that things can turn on you, and things aren't always going to go perfect for you. But um yeah, I don't know what else I want to cover here, but and I've been rambling for going on 21 and a half minutes now. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of reflect on things, and you know a year later, after winning WNBF Pro status, and in such a meaningful day. I mean, it was such like a wonderful weekend, spent with so many people, and to be able to do what I love, and bring to stage, and display, uh, you know the manifestation, whatever you want to call it, of how much I put into the sport, and bodybuilding, and to come out with that outcome in that environment, and with the people that's so many great people, and people that I love, care about, best friends with, everything. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have plenty left in the tank in bodybuilding, but that's kind of where I'm at a year later. And yeah, I don't know if this will help anyone, or just help me organize my thoughts, or what. I don't know how many people will watch this or care, but um, that's kind of about where I'm at right now. So um, yeah, if anyone relates to this, yeah, feel free to drop a comment. I think I'm going to post this on YouTube. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna close the video because I don't know what else to say. But I was just like, I'm just gonna ramble for however long it takes, and here I am, 23 minutes later. So, thank you for listening. If you watched to the end, I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram as well, DC Hyperstrength. Probably most people probably watch this video, probably already see me there. But follow us, Natty News Daily. That's myself and the boys. I think we're at 30,000 followers, 30.4 thousand followers as of today, I think, something like that, which is really cool to see that grow. But yeah, go check us out on Instagram, and I don't know when I'll record the next new one, but uh, maybe sometime soon. But 1 year post Ontario, and that's the video.